Hi, Ziyaan.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome to
Hi.
the meeting today.
Hi,
Thank
hi.
you so much.
Yeah, if everybody who's online was there at the last meeting, Ziyaan, we had already introduced you and your project to the team who had
Yep.
attended the meeting.
Yep.
So, welcome to the online meeting today. And we've got some members who were not at that other meeting who would
Yep.
like to hear from you. So for all the Rotarians, this is Ziyaan, a very young boy from school who has tried to come up with a project for concerning poverty for Tanzania.
Period.
And sorry,
Did you say period poverty?
yeah, period poverty. Maybe
Okay.
Ziyaan will explain it better when he talks
Yep.
about it, because he has come up with a project where they make these reusable sanitary pads, and it started as a CAS project in school. Then it became a very big project, and he is the winner of the Princess Diana Award. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ziyaan.
Yep.
Yeah. So welcome. Maybe you can take over from here.
My name is Ziyaan Virji. I just turned 18. I'm a student at the Aga Khan Academy in Mombasa, Kenya, and I'm also the founder of Affordable and Accessible Sanitation for Women. As you can see on my screen, basically, um, in
I
2017,
can't
as part of my
I can't see your presentation.
okay, oh, I'm
The
so
presentation is not
can
there.
you can't see it?
No.
I can see your mouse.
Okay,
Yeah, me too.
okay, just give me one more second. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, great. Okay, so as I was saying, 2 years ago, as part of my school curriculum, I was required to start up a personal project, and as part of so basically, I could do anything of my choice. So during the same period of time, I was scrolling through my Facebook feed and I watched this really inspiring documentary on Al Jazeera named India's Menstruation Man. So with little knowledge about the menstrual cycle, I had a short conversation with my mom, and I found out that when proper access to menstrual hygiene. At that time, I didn't know what menstruation was and what period was. When I was growing up, my mom told me that when I used to go into her bag and I used to tell her about, I used to ask her what sanitary pads are, she used to tell me they're Pampers. So I continued doing my research and I found out that around 500 million girls around the world don't have access to menstrual hygiene. In Africa, it's an average of 1 in 10 girls. Here in Kenya, it's 65% of the girls. And in Tanzania, the numbers are pretty high as well. So, in response to this, I used different online prototypes, and I was able to design my own reusable sanitary package. At that point of time, my package only lasted for 6 months, and I got in touch with an existing organization in Tanzania, and with them, I was able to give 22 girls access to menstrual hygiene in Moshi. But after that, I decided to come back and I reflected about what I did and I thought about it, and I felt like this was something I want to continue to do. So I decided to further continue the project. So before I go into how I changed the project, some things about the period problem is basically there's a taboo and stigma that's associated with periods, and there's a prevalent issue in all sorts of communities, be it people that are educated, be it people that haven't gone to school. So it's prevalent in all sorts of communities, and it's really a problem because there's something so normal, and I personally feel like it's a conversation everyone should be part of. Girls use old rags, cloth, leaves, tissues, blankets. They miss school. They lock themselves up in a room when they're in their period. And because of this, they are trapped in this vicious poverty cycle that's passed on from generations to generations. And something so normal as periods is actually a big, it really affects their lives in the long term. girls also trade sexual activities in order to get money to get access to period products. There were reports in Kenya where girls were trading sexual activity with local boda drivers. And then there have also been reports where recently in Kenya, a girl in Bomet County actually took her life because when she got her first period, her female teacher called her dirty, and she was so embarrassed about that, and she committed suicide. So when I came back after my personal project, I thought about what I did, and I realized that my package only lasts for 6 months, and that's not really sustainable. So I decided to do something about that. So what I did was I changed my packages. So right now, in collaboration with a group of women with disabilities, we have redesigned our packages. And as seen on the screen, there's a slight error, but we have 8 of these liners that you can see. We have 2 pad covers, 2 pairs of underwear.
Hello? Ziyaan, we lost you.
I'm here, but the presentation's gone. Hello.
I can see the last screen, the pink screen. I can still see it.
What happened? Hello?
I think a bunch of us are disconnected or something.
Ziyaan?
I think we lost Ziyaan.
Well, can everyone hear me?
I think connection problem.
Ziyaan, you there? I think we lost Ziyaan. Lena, maybe you can take over, Lena.
I don't know what he had to say in the next slides. Wait, he's coming back, I think. One sec.
Connection.
Just connection.
Okay, if he doesn't come online, let's give him a minute. Okay, so for all the Rotarians who are online, what we had decided to do with him is, because it is a school project and students change and the activity membership, the CAS membership changes, they are finding that this project is becoming unsustainable for them to continue. And that's when they approached Rotary to say if Rotary would like to take over this project and take it forward. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Lena.
Hello.
Okay, he's online. Ziyaan, are you online again? Ziyaan?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just take it forward from there. Okay,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I was saying that our package, yep. I was saying our packages are pretty cost effective. So they cost between $5 to $8. They are reusable, so they last for up to 3 years. They are 100% environmental friendly, and the good thing about them is when they are washed, they don't even look like an ideal sanitary pad. Additionally, we also have a very sustainable approach when we are working with target groups. So basically what we do is, after we identify a target group, we have a relationship building and a needs assessment where we try to actually contextualize the issue and look at the specific needs of that audience. Based on our results, we have an educational workshop where we teach the girls the basic on reproductive health, and also a lot of formal things to do with periods, such as how to deal with period cramps or how to track your period. And this is part of the educational workshop. Then we have a stitching workshop. So this is what makes us most sustainable. Here we teach the girls how to use, wash, and stitch their own packages. And the advantage of that is that, let's assume we work with, there's 1,000 group of girls, but we go to 10 girls in that community and we apply the educational workshop and stitching workshop. It has an exponential effect. These 10 girls can then teach the skill of stitching and the education to 10 other girls, and those 10 girls can teach 10 other girls, and eventually all the 1,000 girls in the community can get access. So that it really has an exponential effect. After that, we have a celebration and review phase where we assess the impact of our work. But the long-term goal is to actually create entrepreneurial opportunities for these girls. Probably through the skill of stitching, they can make a living out of it. So probably resell it to us or be social entrepreneurs, make a living out of it. So that would take them out of the poverty cycle they're trapped in. But at the same time, those packages that they make could be distributed to other girls or even other girls in the community. Something unique about us is we also try to involve boys throughout this process. So in the education and stitching workshop, boys in the community, I think, have a very important role. And they contribute a lot towards the taboo and stigma. So that's something that we try to work on as well. So to date, we have helped over 350 girls and given them access. And we are currently in the work of reaching to 1,000 goals, possibly by the end of the year. So we have ongoing projects. Basically, we have 7 different teams in 6 different countries. So we have 2 teams in Tanzania, one in Dar es Salaam, one in Mwanza. Then we have a team in UAE, a team in Nigeria, a team in Pakistan, a team in India and in Hyderabad, India, and a team here at the academy in Kenya. Yeah, so how is this relevant to Rotary, and what can we do together? Basically, so in our DAR team, we have previously worked with Kigamboni Secondary School, and there's a group of around 250 girls there. We have carried out our needs assessment educational workshop. This week, we have just sent out our 100 packages to be given out at Kigamboni Secondary School, and we're just waiting to confirm if they've reached our. We've also sort of worked with a group of cancer patients who know how to stitch. So that's a group called Tumaini La Maisha. And basically, they are cancer patients that come to Muhimbili Hospital for chemotherapy. And during their time of chemotherapy, them and their parents are taught different skills such as stitching. So we thought of working with them and giving them a small amount for chemotherapy in exchange for them to actually stitch the pads for the girls in Dar es Salaam that we aim to target. I think with the group that we have, we can do a lot of awareness spreading in line with fundraisers. So I feel like maybe we could host events or some sort of activities in which we could fundraise for the project. And we could also have a conversation about periods, because one of our goals is to actually break the taboo and stigma that's associated with. I think this will spread a lot of awareness and get a lot of people involved and start up a conversation at a different level. Lastly, I feel like right now it's the period of Christmas and New Year's. So there's a lot of things we could look at in terms of probably giving back during this festive period of time. And I think this is a period where we could get a lot of people to be involved in the project. So that's pretty much from me. I think I'll be open to any questions from this point. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ziyaan. I just wanted to
Yes.
ask, the last time we met, we were looking at a cost of not more than $2 to $3. And now we are looking at a
Yes.
cost
So
of about $5 to $7. Do you think that's a cost that's sustainable?
So okay, so I'm so sorry for that. So the $5 to $8 is with the cost of that we pay for the people to stitch. And also what we had discussed was we would reduce the number of items in the package, because we say that things like soap could be donated, and there are other things where we cut down the cost. So basically for the two liners and one wing, that would also last for 3 years. it costs as little as $0.9 with the cost that we pay for someone else to stitch it. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. Now, when I look at your presentation and you have all these teams working, so you have one
Yep.
in Dar es Salaam, one in Mwanza. What
Yep.
role are you expecting us to play as Rotary? Are you expecting us to just procure these things, or how? What do you what are your expectations from us as a club?
Okay, so I did mention that we have a team in Dar es Salaam, but I personally, so it's been really dead because it's youth run, and it's been very inconsistent. So my expectation, and the reason why I reached out in the first place is I was hoping if this could be a project that could be taken upon by Rotary, and the DAR team would be like a collaboration between AASW and Rotary, and this could be something that Rotary could take lead upon, if that makes sense. Because I believe that, I mean, all of us, I mean, everyone in Rotary and I have the purpose of giving back and service, and I feel like with there will be so much consistency, and with the network that we have, we could reach out to more and more girls. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the project is very interesting, and no doubt we would like to take it up from you from as Rotary. I'm just trying to
Yes.
understand how the whole, because I've looked at your presentations. You've talked about needs assessment. When you talk about needs
Yep.
assessment, what do you do? Like, you go to a particular school or a particular place or an orphanage, and then I mean, will the need assessments be done by Rotary, or are they going to be done by your group? I'm just trying to
Okay, so
understand what the boundaries
yep,
are between AAWS and ourselves.
yes. So I think right now, based on what we agree, I mean, we have done a needs assessment in the Kigamboni Secondary School. So if we do take upon that project, I feel like we could just move on from actually just implementing it and now basically building the packages, and continuing the line from that. But right now, to be really honest, I feel like our DAR team is, in other words, non-existent, and we have like a few members that would be interested but in just volunteering. So I feel like my expectation is probably that if you guys do have any audiences in mind, I feel like you guys could just take upon this project as
Okay.
one of your main projects as Rotary, and where we would stand is maybe helping, I mean, providing obviously the packages, the whole concept, and then we have a few volunteers from our team, and also I don't know, reaching out to more people, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Let the others ask any questions if they have any.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
sorry,
Ziyaan.
this is Doreen. Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Yes, I can hear. Hi.
Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to again just understand this. So you would wish Rotary to also do the need assessment?
Okay, so it depends on what we agree on, but if we want to continue working with Kigamboni Secondary School, that school has a group of 250 girls, and the needs assessment is done. So if that's something we agree on, then I don't think we'll have to do a needs assessment there. But if Rotary
Oh,
has another target group in mind, um, I've and they if they've probably done the needs assessment, then we'll continue with that. If we had a completely different group in mind, then I think we would have to do the needs assessment and carry out the whole process. So I think it all depends on what we agree on.
uh-huh.
Yep.
You mean if you want us to, if maybe we decide to expand, then we
Yes,
we
yes.
can do
I
another
mean,
one.
if
Okay.
yes, exactly. If we want to reach out to a completely new target group,
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you.
yes.
Okay. Anybody else and with any
Yes.
questions?
Ziyaan, I have a question. First of all, thank you. The presentation was great. My name's Hilu, and
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you so much.
interested. Yeah, it was very good. And I actually have a workshop, so listening to your frustration, when you have people working in the workshop, it's not easy to manage. But I think if you have a very simple plan, for example, templates. You have templates for the wings. I think what you're stitching is the wings, isn't it? The liners, are
Yep.
you stitching anything on the liners, or it's just the wings?
Yes. So the liners are there's it's two sort of
Fabrics.
yeah, two, it's the same fabric but two layers of it. There's a
Yes.
smaller layer cut in the middle and it's stitched together so that it's pretty observant.
Okay. Okay. And then the wings, that's just one piece. What
So
is
so the wing so the wings is made out of kitchen material. It's also same fabric use, just double layered. In the middle, there's a layer of waterproof material that's used in umbrellas. Um, and then we have push buttons that we have. So right now for our main sort of production is in Mombasa, and we have a workshop here. So producing packages from here is not an issue. But if we do want to produce it in Dar es Salaam, we do have cutouts and we do have specific details on how to do it. But at this point, something that I've been struggling with is getting the right people. Um, I mean, people do show interest and people do want to volunteer as a one-time thing, but it being a consistent sort of thing, I haven't found people that have shared that purpose with in that, and that's why I think I reached out to Rotary because I feel like it would be an amazing opportunity to work together since there's a common purpose and we can move forward with that.
Okay, but I guess you still haven't answered my question. Is the issue what issue actually are you struggling with? Is it, you said you have a workshop? Is it the people working in the workshop? Are they not producing enough? What assistance do you need?
So, frankly speaking, in Dar es Salaam, I'm struggling with two things. So, producing the workshop in Mombasa is perfectly fine. I mean, I could ask them to make 100 packages and they could make it in a week. But people in Dar to execute the project on ground, since I don't live there, right? And I only come once 2 to 3 months. So people actually executing the project in Dar is the issue. And then the second thing is obviously to upscale and reach out to the bigger numbers. Funding is another issue. So those are the two main problems that I'm facing.
But you don't have a workshop in Dar es Salaam. I just want that to be clear. You only have the workshop in Mombasa.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have groups in mind that would potentially be workshops. But obviously not like full time. It could be like a part time thing for them in which like the cancer patients that I talked about.
Yeah, I'm trying to, Hilu, I'm trying to answer your question because I had initial discussion with Ziyaan. So we were looking
Okay.
at with two issues here. One, if we can produce these items and then we distribute ourselves. And one where we looked into an organization or a school like the Buguruni School for the Deaf.
Yes. And teach
Where
them.
they have a place where they accommodate girls and boys within their premises.
Okay.
And a lot of these girls, because in Tanzanian culture, being born deaf and dumb is considered a curse. A lot of these parents, they leave their children in these orphanages and never look back. They never come to meet them. They never look back. And
Yes.
so a lot of these kind of organizations have in the past come to us to say that whatever you can do, even with sanitary pads, because that's where they are struggling to keep purchasing the sanitary pads for all the girls that are studying in those schools and staying there. So
Yes.
they have a vocational training center, because not all of these kids who finish Form 4 can get into A levels or university.
Yes.
So what they do is they have a vocational institute or the vocational center just at the back where they are teaching girls and boys how to sew. So if they can be trained on how to make these reusable pads, maybe like Ziyaan mentioned, they can even sell and become self-sustainable, and they continue making this, which can be used by the girls within the orphanage or school, and they can also be sold to others to get some funding in.
I think that's perfect, Lena. And that was my question, is the workshop,
Yeah.
because workshop is one thing, but I think training is most important. I personally see a challenge in for the project to be sustainable if you don't have people who are consistent. However, if it's owned by, like, for example, the school that you mentioned, all they need is training, like a package where this is a template for wings, this is the size. They don't need to do it. All they need to do is trace it, cut it, and stitch. Make it as simple as possible. And then
I completely agree.
The supplies, because I also do something with mabaki, like offcuts, and working with, even if somebody doesn't really know how to stitch very well, because these are not like, clothes on the runway. It's specific, like if you do a simple template and then have even a production line of 2-3 people, it doesn't even need that many. It makes it more simple, and you actually get something done. So that way you can set a target for a week or a month, break it down to a week, break it down to a day. And you don't have to just work. You can start with one group. If you've that school that you've mentioned, that's perfect. But then there's also a group of girls. When I was with Bahari Club, we did a community core project, and actually Bahari built an actual center for these girls. So they must have, I don't know, maybe even 20-30 machines. So depending on how much material, we can raise, because we would do through fundraising. You can train those girls, who already know how to stitch. They know what they're doing. They can. If you need 500, you get 500. But then also it's important to train like that group at that school, Buguruni. Because that becomes a sustainable project for them too, as well as using at the school. So the needs assessment, I don't even think it's a big deal. There are so many schools. Every school you go to, I'm sure there will be somebody with a need. Maybe we create like a form, you leave it at the school or visit the school, tell them what we're doing, and then they would give you feedback, how many, the numbers. Because also when you do it in mass, it's a lot cheaper. But if you do off like 10 pieces, 20 pieces, it becomes actually an expensive affair. But if you're planning 1,000, but you're breaking it down, and 1,000 may sound like a lot, but it's not if it's planned, because your material you buy in bulk.
I completely agree. So I mean, I feel like personally, so that's what we have tried to implement here in Mombasa. And we are working with, so the workshop is made up of a group of women with disabilities, and they produce thousands. They've been existent for over 3 years now, and they've produced thousands and thousands, and they make a living out of it. So anytime, we call for packages, they are ready to make them. And I feel like if we could apply that in Dar, and I have identified vendors that do sell these materials. So I don't think that would be an issue. Then the only issue would be fundraising. And in terms of needs assessment, when I did refer to needs assessment, I completely agree that most schools do have that need. But I feel like it's only about sort of tailoring the same approach to the specific needs of those groups, if that makes sense.
It does. No, you've done a commendable job, Ziyaan, and I think it's also creating awareness. It's not just making the pads, also that stigma, removing that stigma, because if we've gotten to a point where children are taking their lives out of shame or, feeling bad, then I think together with making, also the sensitizing, creating awareness has to go hand in hand.
Yep, I completely agree. Also on another note, so there was I know that that there was a period of time that the tax on sanitary pads was uplifted, but now it's being put back, and that again contributes to the issue. So I think there's quite a huge need in Tanzania.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
Thank you.
Ziyaan. It's Vikash here. Hello? Ziyaan? Hello?
Yep.
Okay,
Hi.
Ziyaan. Okay, just a thing. Since I think we are deciding to come on board with this thing, the 100 kits that you are going to send, if we can do that through Rotary, so it would start giving us some exposure, and it becomes easier for fundraising also if they see we've done something. Would that be okay with your organization?
That would be completely open to me. I mean, even to distribute those 100 packages, I don't think we have those numbers. So I think it'd be perfect to do it with Rotary. What I can do is I did get a notification 2 days ago that the 100 packages are ready. They were meant to be sent yesterday, but I'll get back with the lady. If they haven't been sent, what I can do is I could directly, they'll be sent through the bus, so I could directly then send them to, or you could like collect it from the station, and then we could take it forward from there, and then I could connect you with the Kigamboni Secondary School as well.
So Ziyaan, if I may understand, these 100 kids, are these for the Kigamboni school or?
Yes.
And is that your needs assessment said they needed 100, or do they need more than 100?
They need around 250 packages, but the thing is, the reason why we start with 100 is there are girls that are in very, very crucial need, and based on the funds they were able to raise, that's how we are able to raise for 100 girls. But the needs assessment requires 250 packages.
Yeah, so if you take 100, then you are only able to give it to some of the girls. Not all the girls will receive the package, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll have to look into that. Hilu, how do you think? Can we make another 150 very fast?
I think so. Like I said, the Kurasini ladies, they're not people that you need to teach. Probably if you just even give the dimensions or send like the template so it's consistent, they could make probably in a couple of days or something, because to make the trip and give out to some and then some miss out,
Not give,
I don't
exactly.
think. Yeah, they'll feel left out. It would be nice.
Very true.
It would be nice to actually give all of them, and then also have a brief awareness training, just something very brief, very visual.
So
I think already what you have.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have done.
Sorry, Ziyaan. Hilu, so if I give you a sample, you will be able to talk to these ladies from Kurasini?
Yeah. Yes, I can talk to them.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Ziyaan.
Yep. So I was saying that we have done an awareness session there before. So the girls do have in mind something. It's actually been a while since we visited them. So and they have been expecting a visit. So yeah, I think it does make sense. And when we did visit last, we did show them what the package looks like, how it's used and stuff. So yeah, I feel like it'd be amazing to reach out to all the 250 girls.
Yeah, okay. Would you be able to send us the contacts for the school and who you spoke to when you went there?
Yeah, sure. I could. I'll send it right away.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Ziyaan, just another thing. You did say that you had raised some 1 million shillings or something. Is that right?
Yes. So that money that we did use, that money was used for the 100 packages.
Okay, so that's fine. So for the other 150, then we have to do our fundraising, right? Ourselves here.
Yes. So just so that we're on the same page, are we planning to produce 150 from here, or do we want to procure the materials from Dar and then give the girls in Kurasini?
Okay, I think with that we'll have to look into it. So myself, Lena, Hilu will talk about it and then come back to you
Yep.
on that.
What
No
is the
problem.
cost per package to manufacture
So
in
here
Mombasa?
it's $5 500 Kenyan shillings.
Okay.
No, just to make the wing, how much is it to just to do a pad without the?
Okay, so one wing and two liners is costing $0.9, so 90 Kenyan shillings. That would come around
$1.
1,800 Tanzanian shillings.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think,
Okay, so
Zina, you've done a great job. What I suggest, we also look if you have a cost build-up or whatever template you have or spreadsheet on how much it costs. Because as, for example, we present to these ladies in Kurasini, in my view, it would make more sense once we review the costs to remove, we don't want an additional cost. We wouldn't want
Yes.
a logistics cost again from Mombasa. It makes more sense to actually have groups in the areas where you want to distribute, because logistics is a nightmare, is a complete
I agree.
nightmare, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there are clubs in over there. I think just to start off with, because you've already identified Kigamboni, we can start with there. Make the 150,
Yep.
200 to meet their need. We do another, just a follow-up presentation to remind them how to wash, how to keep, you know, say something positive, feel nice, and then we move on to the next school. Yeah.
Yep. So two things to consider is, okay, so one, I'll be in Dar from 15 December. And once I'm in Dar, I mean, I would obviously be able to contribute more. And obviously if there's any visits or anything that we need to do, obviously count me in. And second is, I don't know what the school calendar is like for the local schools, but I feel like that will obviously again have to be something that we will have to keep in mind.
Yeah, we'll check about your
Yep.
holidays and stuff on the ground, because
Yep.
on the after the 15, even the schools might be closed. So we will have to see.
Yep.
We will get back to you on that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else has any questions?
I don't have a question. I really want to just commend you, Zina. It's so refreshing to see somebody young, talented, and with a good heart, because there's so much distraction right now going on out there. So really what you're doing, not only are you creating opportunity for people to make a little bit of extra money, but also you're giving girls an opportunity to regain that dignity that they feel either they've lost or they've never had because of not having the means to buy these pads. So good job and keep it up. Well done.
Yeah,
and especially
I would like to second that too.
A boy. So thank you for your good heart and your hard work.
Yep. Yeah, thank you so much. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank you all for actually giving me this opportunity and agreeing to do something with me. I've really been struggling to get something done in Dar, and the people that I've been working with, there's been so much inconsistency. And the thing is, I do know I've visited so many sites in Dar, and there's really a serious need. And I feel like something that's been pushing me for so long is, every time, I mean, I'm reminded of the situation that these girls are in, and it's really sad to see something so normal, something that each and every girl faces, is something that can possibly ruin a girl's future, if that makes sense. So yeah, thank you so much, each and every one of you, for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to meet you all in person again. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
taking
Ziyaan. And we'll see you in Dar es Salaam.
Yes, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rotarians, anything else for Ziyaan?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ziyaan. See you soon.
I have a great
Okay.
evening. Bye.
You too.
Thank you.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
You too.